Hi everyone, it's Sue at Susie's Whimsical Designs. Today is my Terrific Tip Tuesday, and also I'm doing a Dollar Tree DIY. Yesterday I am doing 4 days of lives this week, and yesterday I did fall leaves from Dollar Tree, the little ornament size, and today I'm doing pumpkins. Let me show you, I made a garland out of the leaves that I did yesterday. Let me just show you those real quick. I didn't really have anywhere to put them so I put them up here, and I made a little garland out of them. And then that way I can change them out with using the clothespins. I can change them out to the pumpkins, and then I can change them out. Tomorrow I'll be doing the witch's hat. I'll be doing the witch's hat tomorrow. I can switch them out for Halloween to the witch's hat, and then on Friday I'll be doing a Christmas theme. So, and then I can switch them out for that. That way you can interchangeable garland for the seasons. So I've been first I'm going to do my terrific tip for today, and I was working on a sign. Trying to do a enamel look, and thank you, Crystal. So I was doing an enamel look to this sign. It's just a piece of scrap wood I had, and I painted it, and I did the little marks for like enamel, like your old enamel bowls and stuff. And then I put the family on there using my Cricut, just got a Cricut, and I was using my Cricut playing around, and I made a stencil. But when I did it, put the family on there this morning, if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it, it's really raggedy, and the lines are just not, they're not great. So I thought I would be able to show you how to fix that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my camera down so you can actually see what I'm doing. Awesome, Candy. Thank you very much. Hopefully everything's going okay with your husband. I know you had to go to the doctor's appointment, and I liked watching your live this morning. Those were really cute. I really loved that Halloween pumpkin that you showed. So I'm going to attempt to fix this sign. Attempt is my good word of the day. So I'm going to put my camera down so you can see what I'm actually doing. Yesterday it was like a disaster with my live. Today I think I'm just using, or maybe not. Now you can see my ceiling. Okay, let's see. I told you before, this is like a hot mess with me every time I go live. Okay. I just hit the button by accident. Alright, so now you can see what I'm doing. So, in order to fix this, I had like a lot of black in here, and I just went over it with some white paint. And I'm okay with it not looking perfect, because I did go through and dry brush a little bit of black in there to kind of make it old. But I'm going to take my Posca pen. I love these things, Poscas. I get them through Amazon. And this one is the medium black Posca pen. And I'm just going to go through, and I'm going to attempt once again to just fix my lines. The F I'm okay with, but the A I'm not real happy with. So I'm just going to go through and just kind of sharpen up those lines a little bit. You might not be able to see this real clear, but I'll show you when I'm finished. I'm going to go on the inside. I attempted to do a stencil on my Cricut machine with just regular Walmart contact paper, and it actually did work out really well. But placing it was a little hard. I really had to work with it in order to get it to work. And then of course it bled through in some areas. So I'm just going through and fixing those areas up with the marker. In the future, I'm going to be doing some signs with funny phrases on them. I love the bathroom signs. When you do the bathroom signs and have the funny phrases that go with them. So I'm going to start doing those here in the future. Trying to dabble in a bunch of different things and just door hangers. And I'm currently working on a vintage truck, a little red vintage truck, and it's going to have the interchangeable holiday signs that you can attach to the back of it. I'm telling you, these markers are awesome. Okay, so that's fixing that. Let me just show you what it looks like now versus what it did look like. See, it's a lot more, it's not as ragged as it was. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll put that aside to dry, and then we'll move on to my Dollar Tree DIY. Now I was playing around this morning. Like I said, I did the leaves yesterday. Let me just show you one of the leaves. Just jumping on. So I did these leaves yesterday, and now today I'm going to do the pumpkins. But I'm trying to do different things, and my friend Candy over at The Art of Joy, go over on her Facebook page, The Art of Joy, check her out. She actually said she was going to do some browns and creams, and I thought, that would be really pretty because I love browns and creams together. Now, I also had said that I was going to try to do some scrapbook paper, and I did, but I wasn't real happy with it. So, they're cute, but I had to play with it a little bit more and see. I did this one first. That's with my Cricut. I did the little pumpkin patch on there. Now, I haven't done any highlights or details or anything to it yet, but I wasn't real happy because I went back over the lettering with the Mod Podge, and it's real shiny. I don't know whether you can probably see it a little bit. It's real shiny, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the shininess. So I did add some detail to the back, and I thought that turned out really cute. So that's one way that you can do it, and that's just by taking your scrapbook paper, tracing your pattern that you're working with, and then attaching it with some Mod Podge, or you can even use regular craft glue. I like using the Mod Podge. And then I started doing this one, which I'll finish with you. So I started doing that one, and then I still have the back to do. So what I do is I just trace out the pattern on your scrapbook paper, and then using Mod Podge, which you can get Mod Podge, this I got at Walmart, but you can actually get the smaller ones at the Dollar Tree. And then you put your Mod Podge on your actual piece all over. Get it on there real well, nice and thick. Now, like I said, on that orange one I went back over with the Mod Podge. Didn't like it. It made it too shiny for me. I'm not really into shiny. Alright, so you have your Mod Podge on there, and then you just take your scrapbook paper that you cut out, and you put that on there, get it lined up, and then you just press it down. Press it down really good. Now, if you go over the edges, which after it dries really well, I will do that. You can take sandpaper, which actually gives it a really nice ragged look. You can use sandpaper on the edges to try to even that up a little bit. And then that's what that looks like. And then once it's dry, I'll go back and I'll do my detail like I did to that side. And then with these little Dollar Tree ornaments, it gives you this little bundle of twine to hang them with, which I didn't use that way, but you can, and you can hang them on your tree. You can do so many things with this. You can take, I don't have a glue gun on right now, but you can take your glue gun and then you can just wrap this stem around. And you can add that to the top to make it look real cute. I'll wait till it's dry before I actually do that. You can just paint it like I did this one. You can paint the stem. You can do pretty much anything you want. You can add some ribbon to it. Like I said, the possibilities on these little ornaments are endless. And I like, and you can take and punch out, if you're using scrapbook paper, you can punch out the little hole that it comes with. And you can go ahead and string them up and use them as ornaments, or like I did, and I actually just strung the twine across and then just attached them with attached them with clothespins, and that way I can take them and change them out to different shapes as I go. Alright, so that's the technique with scrapbook paper. So I'm going to let that dry really well. And then I'll finish putting some detail on it. Now with this one, I didn't do any detail to this one because I don't know whether it'll actually stick because it's so shiny. It ended up becoming so shiny. So I think I'm just going to leave that one alone. So I did the brown and cream technique on my pumpkins. I really like it, so I think I'm going to do the rest of them like that. But that's the technique I came up with using, I used dark chocolate, then I used a burnt orange to get that real nice orangey effect there in the middle, because it is a pumpkin. And then I used a golden brown for the tan part. And then I used antique white for the bottom. And I thought that came out so pretty. Maybe not everybody's taste, because it's neutrals. I'm just a neutral person. I'm not really into vibrant colors. Other than this that I did yesterday, I thought was really pretty. And now that I'm looking at, I'm not even going to say what I think that looks like now. But I just thought that was really pretty with the way that came out. So, I mean, you could even do this technique if you wanted to the pumpkins. Or you could even do a bunch of oranges. Your best bet is to use 4 different colors and to do the blending effect. But, I mean, you could use any colors that you wanted to get that effect. And then I did one, I started doing one and tried to do like a buffalo plaid with the brown, and I didn't like the way it looked. So while it was wet, I hurried up and blended it really quick. So it's not as, it's more blended than this one is. And then I just added the little orange polka dots, which I thought was really cute too. So I'm going to do these, I'm going to do this technique over here. And then I'm probably going to do just like what I did with the leaves and try to kind of do different combinations to it. So, starting with our pumpkins, get my paint out here. Like I said, I used dark chocolate. And then I went to a burnt orange. I love this burnt orange. I'm not an orange person, but I really like the burnt orange. And then I went to golden brown. And then an antique white. That's where I think I wear my paint more than I do on my projects. Okay, so we grab a paintbrush here. We'll use this one. It doesn't really matter what paintbrush you use because you're doing a blended effect on this. So starting out with my brown, I'm going to do the very top. And in order to get this to blend really well, you really need to make sure your paint is wet. And these little ornaments from Dollar Tree actually do soak in the paint pretty fast. So you kind of have to work fast with this. And then I'm going to move into my burnt orange, blending that in. Trying to see your comments. With my phone turned down like that, it's hard for me to see my comments. Okay, and then I'm going to go into my golden brown, blending that in. If you need to, you can pick up some more of that little orange to kind of go back and forth so that way you don't lose a lot of your orange. Pick up a little bit more of my brown. This is definitely a technique that you have to practice. And sometimes your brush will get really dirty. So before I move into my antique white, I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit. And then I'm going to move into my antique white. And I am not neat about this. I slap it on because I'm working with a time limit here. And then that's how that comes out. I think that's pretty. So let's do another one. Starting out with the brown. Slapping that on first. Actually, I got a little bit of that antique white in there at the top, so that's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat contrast there. Moving into my burnt orange. And if your paint does dry and you're not getting it to blend too well, just pick up some more of the paint, the color that you used prior. Add that in there. And just keep working it until you get it nice and blended. And now I'm going to move into my golden brown. And move into my antique white. Now the antique white is not going to be as light as it actually is in the container because you're mixing it with that golden brown and blending it in. And there's that one. Now I'm going to mix this up a little bit. I'm still going to use the same colors, but I'm going to mix it up like I did. I did this yesterday with my leaves. And I'm going to start out with the cream. Let's see how that goes. I'm not sure how that's going to go because we're starting light to dark. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to flip my pumpkin around. I think that's just a mistake I made yesterday. I'm going to flip my pumpkin around. Start with the brown still. I'm just cleaning my brush because it's getting really dirty, filled with the different colors. Alright, I'm going to pick up my brown and I'm going to start with the bottom of the pumpkin this time so I can do the effect backwards. I think it's always better when you're working with the darker to the lighter. Alright, and then burnt orange. I was going to use all browns and then go into the cream, but then looking at this burnt orange and I thought that would give it a really nice fall, kind of a Halloween effect. A little bit more of that orange. antique white. Just gives it that, I don't know, like a leather look almost. Now the object here is you don't want a distinct line. Like I'm getting a distinct line right there. So you go back in, pick up the color prior to that, and you just keep working it until you get it nice and blended. Pick up some of that orange. I think it's because this wood just dries so fast. Finger marks there. Okay, and then there's that one opposite. The dark at the bottom, light at the top. Alright, so I'm going to do, let's see, I got 3 of those, dark to light, and then I'm going to do one more light to dark. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it'll work out just fine, because I had 10 of the pumpkins. The 2 that have the scrapbook paper were extras that I had that I was working on. So I'm going to do 2 more of the dark to light at the top. So we'll start with the dark. So yesterday when I was on, I was talking about dinner. What's everybody having tonight for dinner? I was talking about how Steve loves Chinese food. I am not a fan of Chinese food. I just never have been. I will eat it. There's a few dishes that I will eat. Not a lot. And so I made my own version of beef with broccoli last night. And it was mainly just, and I didn't buy the flank steak. He got some real thin steak, and then I cooked that with onion, and then I added beef broth for my broth. It was beef broth. I put soy sauce in it, Worcestershire sauce, A1, just touch of A1, and then I use a gravy master, which is I forget what the brand is, but it's a gravy master. Yeah, gravy master. It helps darken up your beef broth and give it a nice rich flavor. So I added that, salt and pepper, and then I'm big on seasonal. I always use seasonal on everything. So I put that in there with the onion, and then I put the beef, and then I cut the beef in strips, little small strips, like you find in your beef and broccoli. And after that browned, I added like 2 packets of the brown gravy powder to get me a nice thick gravy. And then I added my frozen broccoli and let that cook through. And then while that was cooking, I made just plain white rice. And it was really good. And he really liked it. So that's definitely another one, because he's such a picky eater. That's another one I can add to our list of what we're going to eat. It's so hard to cook for him sometimes. Come up with variety, because I'll eat anything. I mean, he doesn't eat chili. He doesn't like beans. But I love chili. I love tacos. I love it all. Alright, so I'm going to do one more of the brown to the light. And I forgot to mention this yesterday, but if you are watching, you can always catch the the fall leaves tutorial on my Facebook page. You can go back and watch that. You can always watch my replays if you don't catch them live. And all I ask is that you just comment #replay, just so I know that you watched it. And then I'm asking everybody if you could just sprinkle my videos to your friends. And then if you do this week, because I'm going on live 4 days in a row, other than Thursday, if you sprinkle my page then I will enter your name at the end of the week to win one of these ornaments. Not one of them, the set that I do. So if you're interested, please, it really helps us out a lot when you sprinkle our pages, and it just helps us get out there a little bit further to different people. And I will enter your name, and you can pick which ornaments that you want, whether it be the fall leaves, which look like this, or these pumpkins that I'm doing in the neutral colors. And I'm going to go back and detail them a little bit like I normally do with my door hangers. I'll go back and detail them, so they'll look a little bit different than this. And then tomorrow I'm doing the witch's hat. And there's that one, from brown to light. I really love these colors. It kind of looks like almost looks like a sunset, doesn't it? A little bit. And that would look really cute. These would look really cute with the jute string around the top, which I might go back and do the jute string at the top on these. So if you sprinkle my video, tomorrow's going to be the witch's hat. It'll be 10 of those, and then Friday I'll be live again, and I'm going to be doing a Christmas theme, which is going to be Christmas trees and the stockings. So if you sprinkle my video at the end of the week, I will pick a name, whoever sprinkled, and you can choose which one of these that you want, whether it be the leaves, the pumpkins, the witch's hat, or the Christmas stocking and tree. And I'll send them off to you. Let's see. So I got 3 from brown to light, and then I got 3 from light to dark, and I have 3 left. Any ideas? What you think I should do? Let's see, how did I do the leaves? I did the leaves with either just the greens or just the reds. So it's kind of hard to do that with these. I could probably do just the browns, leave the orange out, and then do just the orange to the cream. Let's see, so that would be, I'm trying to make these even, so when you put them on a garland, you have even numbers. So that would be there, that would be there, and that would be there. And then of course I have this one, which has the polka dots, so I should do one like that, and then that way, actually, you know what, let's see. No, it's not gonna work. Well, actually, yes, it will, because I have what, 1, 2, 3, before with polka dots. So you could do one on each end, and then one in between those two. So that would work. So let me do a combination where you have the polka dots. So I'll do a brown. Let me use some more brown. Alright, so anybody watching, is my video still good? I had so many problems with it yesterday. I just want to make sure it's still working. You're still hearing me. Alright, so here's the brown, the orange. the one with the polka dots, I really blended really well, so I'm going to try to go back and make sure I'm blending this really, really well. Like kind of really mixing the colors in with each other. So that when I do the polka dots, you can actually see the polka dots. Like that. I just went back through and I really, really put the colors together instead of having where this is more of a, here, let me turn this around. This is more of a, where you can really see each color, and this is more where it's really blended. So just set that aside. I'm going to do two more of these. And then I'll add the polka dots. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? I try to prepare these lives and write down my notes, what I want to do. That one, that dry. All right, let's see. I'm trying to look at my notes here. One more. One more. October 3rd, I have a virtual paint party coming up. It's called Hanging with My Gnomies. It's going to be painting a gnome. The gnome is actually on the actual invite on my page. You can go to my page if you're interested to sign up. It's $25 and I will send you everything that you need. Except for the paint. I'm not shipping the paint. I will send you a supply list, and then that way you can actually get whatever colors you want to paint him. But I'll send everything else. And then I'm going to be doing it on a Facebook Live, just like we're doing now. I'm not quite ready for Zoom yet. My next one will probably be through Zoom, and that way you'll be able to see me, or we'll be able to interact. I won't be able to see you, but you'll be able to see me. And then you can just paint along with me, and if there's any questions, you can throw them down in the comments, and that's how we're going to do this one. And that's October 3rd from 3 to 5. So if you're interested, go on over to my page. And just let me know if you're interested, and I'll send you a PayPal invoice you can pay, and then I can add you to the private Facebook event page. Okay, so there is the painted pumpkins. I'm going to go back and do the polka dots. Just want to show you this real quick. So I have the gnomes cut out already. This is what they're going to look like. Now I will have the lines of his face and the beard and everything. That'll all be drawn on here for you. But I have a couple of them cut out. I'm going to be painting a couple of them, and then I'll be cutting out some more. They're just so cute. I love gnomes. Gnomes are my favorite. The one that's listed is in a blue. But like I said, I'm going to send you a suggested paint list, and then you can do whatever color you want. It's up to you. It's your gnome. You can paint it whatever color you want. So let me go back and add the polka dots to these pumpkins. And I think I'm going to keep them all with orange polka dots. And I just use the end of a paintbrush and dip it into the paint, and that's how I do my dots. And I'm going to use the burnt orange for my polka dots. And see, even though it looks like it would be really big, a really big dot, it's really not. It's not a big dot at all. And the rule of thumb somebody's trying to call my phone. Alright, is you do 2 dots and then you fill in like a triangle. So how's the weather where everybody is? I'm here in the mountains of West Virginia, and it's cold. I actually have a heater on in my shop because it's chilly. I was actually surprised. Last night was awesome weather to sleep with, but it is just really cold. Surprised. Of course, this will be my first winter here in West Virginia, so the weather's been so funny here. You know, it could be sunny and then it starts raining. It's just very unpredictable, the weather here in the mountains. Never thought it would. I come from Pennsylvania. Pretty crowded area near Gettysburg, PA. That's where I'm from. Well, I'm from originally. I was born and raised in Maryland. Moved to Pennsylvania when my girls were a year, 1 and 2. Moved there, and then just moved here to West Virginia, which has been a dream of mine for a very long time. I love it here. Everybody's so nice and friendly. So we moved here in March. Of course, it was right before COVID hit, so that's been a disaster. That's for everybody. And we're trying to build a house in the midst of all this. So that's been a lot of fun. Project's not going as fast as I wanted it to. It's coming along, it's doing great, but we thought we were going to be in the house by May. It's now September. And we're still not in. And the house is maybe 60% done. So, I'll still be living in my camper on my property, looking at my house, dreaming of being in there by the end of the year. But I couldn't believe how chilly it was here today. I normally have my window open, my door open, and that wasn't happening. I had to turn the heater on and close my door. But there is nothing like fall weather. Fall and spring, my favorite times of the year. And my youngest is having her 21st birthday today, which is pretty exciting. Of course, she's in PA. So I won't get to see her until Thursday. I'm going to take her out to dinner. It's weird when they're older. And, you know, it's her and her son. And she's living on her own. My oldest daughter's living on her own. She has 2 children. And it's just, it's a different thing when you're older and your kids are older, and you know, now I'm living here and they're up there. Of course, I go every Thursday to see them. It's only a 2-hour drive, so I drive up every Thursday to see them, and it's just a different thing though. You know, you're so used to your kids having their birthdays and you're planning this big thing, and then you have your cake and presents and all that, and as they get older, it's just not that way. So it's a change I have to get used to. But it's a good change, because they're flourishing, and they're great adults, and they gave me a hard way to go when they were teenagers, but you know, they're doing good now in their 20s. Alright, so these are done. So let me just show you again. Let's recap that again. I'm just waiting for these to dry here. I did the autumn leaves yesterday on my live. I did with the fall leaf colors ombre effect. Today I did another ombre effect, which maybe I'll just keep doing ombre effects all week. I'm not sure. I'm not, because tomorrow is the witch's hat, and I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. But here is the dark to light pumpkin in the neutrals, and then here is the light to dark, the same colors. And then these I did more of a blended effect, and then I added the orange polka dots to them. And then, like I said, I'm going to go back and do a little bit of detailing like I normally do with my door hangers, and then I think I'm going to add some twine up there at the top, make it look really cute. And then these are the pumpkins that I was trying out with the scrapbook paper. This one I did with my Cricut with the lettering, but I put Mod Podge over top and it made it really shiny, and I don't like that. So I'm going with this side where I did, you know, a couple lines on it, and I thought that was really cute. And then this one's another one with, I just did the scrapbook paper on this side, so I have to go back and detail it. But I did this one this morning, and that's really cute. So you can do scrapbook paper to these. You can do ribbon to these. You can paint them. I mean, it's endless, the amount of things that you can do with these little ornaments to make them your own. And then I just hang them on a piece of twine with a clothespin, and then that I can change them out through the seasons. And that way I always have something. Or you can even put them and make these all ornaments for your tree by using the hole that's already in it, and they give you the string to be able to string them up, and you can use them as ornaments, or you can put them on a string, tie them together, and then you can add them to your Christmas tree. Because I know some people do. I know I will be, once this house is built and I have a nice porch out front. I'll be keeping a tree up all year round that I'm going to change through the holidays. And I know a lot of people do that, so that's another thing. You can hang them on your trees as another effect. So that's it for today. Let me switch my camera up here so you can see me. So that is it for today. Tomorrow I'll be back at 2 o'clock, and I will be doing these cute little witches hats. So catch me tomorrow at 2. And like I said, if you could sprinkle my videos, I greatly appreciate it. It helps me get out there to more people. And if you do, at the end of the week, I'm going to enter your name to win one of these garlands, whether it be the leaves, the pumpkins, or the witch's hat, or on Friday I'll be back doing a Christmas theme. And if you sprinkle, you'll be able to win one of those. And if you didn't catch my live yesterday for the fall leaves and the ombre effect I did on those, you can go to my Facebook page, Susie's Whimsical Designs, and you can catch that live on there. If you're just catching the end of this and you didn't get to see it all, you can always go back and watch the replay. Just if you do, I always like it if you just kind of comment below saying #replay. That way I know you watched it. And I know that you're supporting me, and I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2. Thanks. Bye, guys.